That's funny. Ugh. There's a lot of cultural projects here, and I mentioned cultural design many times. What I mean is sort of intentionally living in a way that's, we're trying to figure out its ideal. It's better, at least. Less bad, and maybe occasionally fantastically superior. And that applies to all parts of culture. We will question it all. We will look in all parts of the world. This is a study type project and a pragmatic project for everyone. Anyone, anywhere they are, thinks about right and wrong, how they can get by. What does it mean how they treat others and how they're treated? And so even though I talk about these energy things and agricultural things, it's our culture, human culture, our social agreements, our concept of what government is and should be, how we handle land ownership, what we eat when we have holidays, what are our dress codes, what are our gender differentiations, how do we treat the young, how do we treat the old, how do we treat the middle-aged white guy or girl. How do we affect everything? We are who we have power over. And so these other things are engineering problems largely, although like when I talk about the kitchen, I'm talking about a whole way of us dealing with food, the whole system. And so here, there's a lot of tiny rules about how we do things, customs. And so for having people come here, and I want them to fit in with those customs. This is cultural design. This is us saying we do things this way. Like you don't honk your horn on your car for no fucking reason. And there isn't any unless there's an emergency. And by the way, just so you know, you honk 3 times, bump, 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 you stop. And then you honk 3 times, bump, 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 and somebody's out there going, what the fuck? Why is somebody fucking honking? That's obnoxious. It's not, that's against the rules anyway. And then they hear you honk, 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 and then they remember, holy fuck, that means there's an emergency and that people need to go to that location and help them. Especially like anyone, especially in charge of anything. But I almost think anyone, like if you hear that and you're in anywhere close to that place, you are responsible to go respond to that emergency as best you can. Don't do anything weird and don't do anything you're not trained to do. Don't fuck the situation up more. You know, so go there, open your eyes and see what the problem is in a mellow way, and then think to yourself, is there a good way that I can interact with this situation? Medical emergencies are difficult, and we should talk about emergencies in a whole other video. But this is just a tiny example of a little rule that has a reason in the society of why it exists. I have rules about carrying lights. Your telephone's not good enough. This is cultural design. Trust me, it's not, it'll die, and then you'll be like helpless in the woods in the dark. And I'm telling you now, don't be that person. And it's not like some percentage of it's okay. No, everybody has to be enlightened. Literally. At Burning Man, they call them dark tards. If you don't light up yourself. Some of my experience is from Burning Man. I borrow some cultural ideas from it. You know, as all part of cultural design. And at night, you're supposed to be lit up enough other people can see you. I don't require that here. But you need to have real lights, not glow sticks. Those suck. They're plastic garbage. Like lights you can point at something and then do something. The ideal is if you have a headlamp that is rechargeable with your little solar panel or your USB and I'll have USB connections around. I don't got them today. But there should be USB places to charge up your phone and your camera in public spaces where people are sitting around chatting. That way they have direct contact with their object and can keep track of it. At the same time, they're having a nice chat in the shade or out of the rain, and they can look at their device charging and then feel happy and be more useful. Because I have limited charging options. That gets back to the culture of the space. Things here are designed, top priority, you're down here just so you know, you're going to be way down here. Top priority is the trees and the forest, the whole biosystem here. If we fuck that up, or if we put the wrong strain on it, or damage in any way, we have failed in the project. We serve the forest. Second, we share our experiments of how we can serve the forest better. Food forest farming. No outside fertilizer, no irrigation except exceptions, no chemicals used for pesticides. We'll use pests for pesticides. We've had mostly balance. We've had almost no problems. Down from this is innovating in a variety of cultural ways and then sharing that with the world, which does involve the people. But the goal is up here is to be doing really smart things while treating each other kindly, not making some kind of fucked up reality TV show, but actively experimenting in how we live and within a structure, within the Bosque framework. In other words, I'm not inviting people to come here and be culturally chaotic experimenters. Okay? There's people at Burning Man who are assholes, who just think they're pushing the boundaries of culture and stuff. And it's like, this is not really a place for certain kinds of radical expression. I would like you to radically express yourself, of course. But in terms of your projects, how you deal with people, if people don't feel good after dealing with you, if you only want to focus on fucked up projects that make no sense, or you want to in any way really disrupt the system here or damage the forest, then you're not inside that cultural window that we've created where we've said we've made some choices about how we live here. Now, we is me right now. But what I'm saying is, if you come into my space, we're on my rule set. And I say that because, as you might imagine, hosting a huge number of people, a lot of them come in and they want to do their own social experimentation on community, and they want to change the things to be the way they want, even if they're staying here for 2 weeks. That does not work for me. It's misguided, it's a distraction. I'm very open, and you can see this in past videos, and people who have come here have done really interesting things. I'm very open to proposals, polite, non-demanding proposals that discuss the funding of the project, how much time will be needed, what materials will be needed, what local support might be needed, what might be needed from the Bosque village, what might be needed from local communities. Did we say budget? We should start with that always. And then what do you bring to the table? If someone's proposing something that they want to do here, I got to get a good proposal, you know? Because a lot of people pick something weird that they want to work on. Okay, it's not a lot. It's actually very few that have that initiative. But occasionally there's been projects here that didn't work out, and I knew they weren't going to work out, and I said yes because the person was pushy. And guess what I'll say now to pushy people? No fucking way. That's the level of control I have to have over these systems to protect the space. So we culturally experiment in here, and this gets down into other philosophies as well. My point is, let's see, after that, we've got that. Financial is everywhere in here. Agriculture is in here. People coming here to do whatever they want, it doesn't work. I think I've made that clear. But I'll tell you this, I want people who come here to have an amazing time doing really interesting things. So I'm open to those proposals. The best thing to do is to fit into a system that already exists here. I have systems for activities that are agricultural, artistic. In fact, I should do a video about art in the Bosque and the artistic philosophy of here. I've got projects that are hard and that people have to work on physically. Most people, trust me, can't do that well. So I'm trying to figure out the people end. And I don't want to have to expect them to, you know. But it is a way to get buff here. So we're working on the culture of who has what roles and how they do everything. You know, do they litter? Are they snotty? Are they a know-it-all? Nobody here should be more of a know-it-all than me. I love people who come here and they have ideas that they can give me, especially ones I haven't already had, and that aren't conspiracy theories or pseudo-spiritual bullshit. Not interested. But if people actually have ideas and have listened to what this place is or read about it, and they have thoughts and maybe better experience on a topic, that's really the best. Then I would love to hear from them. And I'm not always the friendliest to talk to about these things, you know, but often it's people far away and they want to chat. I can only have very intense chats about projects. And these are an important part of the team, really, is people far away who write or respond to things. And my preference is if they respond publicly. Unless it's a private topic of some kind, you know. Like there's things I don't really like to talk about. I get tired about it. You know, don't ask me if Mexico's dangerous. Just go look up what I've already written. I don't know. Don't bug me. Don't just say hi. Hate that. What do you want? I'm busy. Always busy. So I'd love to have a great conversation with you, but you're going to bring up the topic. I'm not going to do pleasantries. I don't have fucking time for that kind of thing. Usually. Doesn't mean I'm rude. It's just I can't handle it. You know, I can't handle people writing me these big long notes about some technology they heard about that I probably already know about or don't care about, or insisting that I believe what they believe. I really don't like that. What I believe, I put out there, and if you want to send me a pointer to something, I guess so, and I'll read it maybe if I haven't known about it. And people do send me good links. But wouldn't it be greater if you posted that in response to a Quora thing or a YouTube video and you could share it with the world? So as long as it's not a private topic, you know, like I also don't talk about sex a lot. I know it's a popular topic and I do like that kind of thing, or used to. This is not the best place to get laid lately. But, there's things I don't like to talk about. But I want to talk about all the other stuff. And I want engineers, philosophers, students, people who, I'll take the guesses, but contacts with people who are really realistic. You know, I've had people email me and say that they want to visit and that they'll bring down a solar power system. That's not a good enough proposal. They want to come for free, but they're bribing me with a solar power system. Another guy wanted to come, blank profile, right, nothing on it, and he said he wanted to come and he could bring me seeds. Well, first of all, he's coming from outside the country, and he should know that's illegal, and he shouldn't even write that online, you know, and I don't know what seeds they are, and I don't really want to talk about it that much, because I don't want to encourage, I can't be part of that, you know. I mean, people have shown up here with seeds, and I decide whether or not to plant them. I, of course, especially like it when they're in the country, but, you know, some people have brought seeds in from out of the country, or well. So people relationships here are this critical thing, and this is cultural design. It's social contract. Now, I know the temptation to be rebellious. I am an excellent rebel. I have gone out as far as I can in a strange direction that I went, and it has almost killed me. And I'm having a really tough time doing it. I'm a tough time existing. And so that's why I want people who are here to be adding to the system, not making it even more impossible to be here. I don't want people damaging the project. I expect anyone who wants to come here and be sponsored to help seek those sponsors. I would love to get a grant writer out here. I mean, people think that I want general labor here sometimes, and I don't. I need people who are doing what needs to be done to make this place survive. Survival. Then sustainability. Then thriving. There's reasons why this place is not thriving, and a lot of them have to do with my management of it and what I've done over the last 17 years, and what I wasn't able to do. You know, it took me years to even get going. I've invested a huge amount in this place, and I'm looking for other people who want to also invest a lot in this place. And so, you know, that's all going to be done through donations of one kind or the other. I'd love to get bigger grant funding or something. That'd be great, but I don't know how to do it, and I have to write my projects up better. I am working now on making project videos. Now, this particular one is about the whole human impact here, and a lot of the things about the rules here and the reason we do things the way we do is because we're trying to reduce our impact on the forest, and we're actually trying to enhance the forest. Again, the forest was up here, we're down here. Right? We have to protect and enhance the forest. We have all these toys we could use. We have all this technology we could use, but our goal is to live really simply with a very low energy lifestyle that enhances the soil around us and the communities around us, everything. So it's all about the people. And I'm very nervous to have people here because I've had some that were a pain in the ass. And I'm telling you right now, not to be, you can't come here if you're a pain in the ass. Come here humbly, wanting to fit into this culture. I'll be as upfront as I can about every rule here, every part of how I expect people to behave in this unusual environment, how we use the sauna, how we use firewood, where we build a fire when, how we deal with noise issues. You know, we don't have amplified music here, for example. You know fucking why? It's because a bunch of amplified music is really annoying. And a lot of people think that. You know, and other people love to go to music festivals with as much noises as possible. But I don't want to hear too much noise. And that's amplified music. If somebody wants to go up on that hill and play a violin, it should just be on a day that we're not filming a lot. Or we'll go up and make a video of it. I mean, so I want to have even days of the week where maybe we have a noise day where it's just a day off. People can yell more and run around, and they can still make videos if they want, but we don't have that day planned out for making videos. So this is audio conflicts, right? I mean, I hate it when I'm somewhere and two people have their car radio on, and neither music sounds good mixed together randomly like that. And then there's people who get off on playing music louder because somehow it makes them bigger. And it does. In my view, it makes you noisy, big noise. And that's annoying. It's a violation of the shared audio channel. So there's a bunch of rules like this. And I need to write them up better and communicate them. I need to make a video about each one. Why not? Anyway. Cultural design, some other just highlights, you know, because this is just an overview video. There's projects related to this, and that gets into things like having tools that people can learn with. I have some tools. I have some stone carving tools, some wood carving tools. I've got some. I've got a weather station that's not working, and someone needs to figure out how to change a fucking battery or something. I've got tree sculpting projects. I've got various crafts that could be improved. We've made paper, we've sewn books, we've made clay, usually badly, and we should have a better place to fire that. I am open to many interests here. Things I'm not open to is a bunch of religious and spiritual stuff. You do that on your own time. I don't even want to, at this point, schedule a lot of that. I mean, maybe, you know, lead a meditation group. Okay, great. Do a yoga class. Great. Do an herb walk, an herb thing. Yeah. If you believe in homeopathy,